Go! So I do a quick 3D printer perf video. So I've ordered the printer new dual extrusion head because that one just wasn't doing it. I've ordered one of the ones with a revision 8 2x extruder head with the spring-loaded filament feed. Because this one, when I had the build plate just a little too high, there wasn't enough gap between the nozzle end and the build plate, and it was I guess the pressure required to force the plastic out between the gap of the build plate and the nozzle head wasn't big enough. So then the wheel was slipping, and I guess the wheels picked up a lot of ABS crud. So now it's not extruding very reliably, and so sometimes when it's printing the raft, I'm just going to push it in manually. I could take it apart and clean it, but it also wasn't working with the flexible filament, and I think that'll be solved by the spring-loaded wheel on the new extruder. And I'll also have a couple of spare thermocouple wires and stuff, and I can use those steppers for something else, I'm sure. I also discovered that the build plate has a pretty pronounced wonk to it. You can probably see that. Even on my video, yeah, it's like a mil and a half of bend, positive bend. I think it was probably there before I even started playing with the heater. So if you print anything larger than the inside these screws, the edges peel because it's not stuck down well enough, because the build plate is actually not in a flat plane. So again, it's one of these you get what you pay for things, but I've learnt a lot from this printer, and I could afford it. It's not 3 times the price as the other one with the flash forge one, which might have been a better option. But this one has been a good learning experience. And it's also been printing stuff, which is cool. Just thought I'd go through something. Yeah, so I'm just using Fusion 360 for modelling. You start with a basic model. So trying to make something to hold the ESCs inside the ROV against the heatsink. And just slide in like that. Start off with a basic shape, measure the board, make sure it fits, and add some little lips there, and then slide it in. See, that was a bit tight. Need to make that one a bit bigger. Oh, put the thing in the wrong place. In fact, that's the wrong ESC. Using these, still using these Turnigy 25 amp ESCs with the hex vets. And then change the position of the window. I thought it would be useful to have a programming window, so I could still insert the socket for the mega chip through the molding, whatever it is, through the print. So you can see the mega chip there. So the programmer still fits over to be able to program it. There's a bit of variation on the edge here where you get like solder lumps and stuff, so that's a little bit of filing might be necessary. And then variations. I thought some lugs would be good to screw it to the heatsink, but then the lugs didn't fit inside the ROV, so chucked that one. And then I thought some little bendy over clip-on tabs would be useful, and then that distance is too great, so chuck that one. And then come up with this. It's kind of evolves. And finally got something. It's about an hour and a half print. I was actually printing it standing up on the build plate, and it managed to bridge this gap just fine. Tweaked some of the distances between the rails and stuff. Just getting used to Inventor and how it works. So it's a useful learning tool. Slides in, and you can see these ones have been smoked. These are the ones I took to the beach, and I forgot to close the waterproof housing properly. So yeah, salt water got into the controller and smoked them. Yeah, pretty quickly. Just water. A wave came over the back of the canoe at the beach, and salt water got into the case, and yeah, smoked the fets and other control stuff on the other side. So they're useful only for size testing. Because they're out of the shrink wrap, I'm wondering about strain relief on these wires. I might add another blob of hot snot or something to there to try and reduce that strain there. And I would like to buy a macro camera as well, but anyhow, one step at a time, and then just clips in. Obviously you'd put a bit of heat paste on them maybe, or sill pad or something. That's 3D printing. It's mad technology. It's truly mad. You just think it, work through a few revisions, and then you have something like this that's, don't know, it works. It looks like it works. There's a bit of a gap there between the heat sinks and the chips, and I think that's just down to the blowout, the smoke holes on the fets there that are holding them off. Or it might be my before there was more pressure on the middle one when I left it slightly less gap in between, and when I put the boards in, they were slightly sticky out like that. So when I clipped it on, it was all a bit tighter. So I'm learning, and this is, yeah. Just thought I'd have a perv about the 3D printing technology. Knowledge is absolutely still boggling my head. I'm learning to use the programs as well, so it's, yeah, just crazy. Simples.